Guys, here's a little comparison between a BMW and a Toyota, and a lot of the people say BMWs are plastic galore and use a lot of plastic in their engine bay. Guys, I think that's just not the case. Industry-wide, all vehicles have relied on plastics quite extensively since probably I'd say the 80s, and really after the 2000s most vehicles have been on a similar level in terms of plastic usage. 2015 BMW M235i, it's actually sort of a generation old now, a generation or two older now, and really the plastics here used were quite little compared to even the newer models. The newer BMWs and newer Toyotas are going to use a lot more plastic. So as you can see here, the engine cover is obviously going to be plastic. There's a reason for that. It's for safety standards, but it also helps keep the heat into the engine bay, and these engines run hot. They need that heat. The other thing you're going to see is a coolant tank is going to be plastic. The lid's going to be plastic for that. That's okay. That's the case for pretty much all vehicles. You'll also notice that the air intake, the piping there, that's all plastic. That's fine. You're going to find that to be the case on all different vehicles. Your oil filter housing here is made of metal, which is really good. Your engine's valve cover is going to be plastic, guys, but that's also going to be the case in all other vehicles. Where I think BMW sort of isn't doing a great job perhaps is the way that their drive belt or their serpentine belt is designed, and that all the pulleys are plastic. I've had a pulley actually pop off on me, but I would say that in sort of contrast to that, when it does pop off, because it's plastic, it's not destroying other aspects of your engine. So, you know, say what you will, and I wasn't happy I had to replace my drive belt after 10 years, I guess, but look, end of the day, it didn't ruin anything else in my engine, and it wasn't the worst job. So that's what I'll say about these engines. Now I'll pull you over to the Toyota. So this is my 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross. This is a hybrid, pretty much a brand new vehicle I bought last year. Looking at the engine bay, guys, anything that was plastic on the BMW is going to be plastic here as well. Your coolant tank, that's plastic. Its lid is plastic. Your valve cover is going to be plastic. The air intake is going to be plastic. Pretty much, you know, anything sort of connected to the engine is going to be automotive plastic, guys. So Toyota, BMW, it's all the case. These manufacturers use plastics all around their vehicles. So then why do we have a lot of people who say that BMWs are vehicles that are using bad plastics and it'll fall apart, etc.? Well, I think the reason is twofold. People who buy a 20-year-old Toyota, for example, and they're having to do maintenance, they're not going on the forums and talking about it, because they're usually, in general, if you own a Camry that's that old, they're usually not enthusiasts, right? So they're just regular people owning these cars, and they're fixing them and going on about their lives. And when something breaks on a 20-year-old car, these guys aren't so fussed about it. But people who own BMWs, they're enthusiasts, right? So when their bits break, they're going to go on the forums and say, oh, damn, my plastic pump or whatever it is broke and I'm so angry. But really, it's a 20-year-old vehicle, guys. That's going to be the case. The second thing is that BMWs run hot and they're using turbo technology, right? So these cars are driven to a standard that Toyotas are not driven at. These cars are redlined, they're run hot, they're raced, whatever the case. So that's going to cause a lot of wear and tear. And the third reason is performance, right? So an equivalent Toyota of that generation is probably pulling half the horsepower, even less than half the horsepower of an equivalent BMW. So you can't then blame the BMW for needing more maintenance work, guys. So I think that's pretty much